This is an Off the Tongue podcast. Welcome to Skate Mansfield.
Go ahead, go!
What's up, guys, and welcome to Skate Mansfield. I'm BJ Price.
And I'm Adam Margera.
And we're here to talk skateboarding.
Ska and hateboarding.
Because we love skateboarding. We're going to talk about it. We got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
No frivolities, nothing
fluff,
nothing
fluff.
going on. We're getting right into some news.
From around the world, it's the skate news you need to know.
Well, it's delayed even farther on there than it is on the phone. So I'm watching it 3 times, dude, live and in the past and then in the super past.
So we're watching it here and here and there.
Yeah, okay, Sean, good job. Shout out Twitch people. You know what you're talking about.
So, biggest news, I guess we'll say spoilers. It's Friday now in future world where this is being dropped.
Yeah.
But SLS happened last weekend.
Yes.
The prelims and the finals of the men's was insane. It's insane, which I brought some of it up. So let me go ahead and click the buttons over here.
I successfully made the Olympics. Ha-ha!
Get it, bruv. Get it,
Yeah.
bruv.
SLS was crazy. I did forget until right when it started, basically, because I was watching the prelims, right?
Yeah.
And I got to the last heat. I got some thoughts about the prelims, too. But I got to the last heat, and I was like, oh, shit, where's Nyjah? And I forgot, and I was
Yeah,
like,
he's
oh,
hurt.
God.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he tore his ACL. So
Right.
shout out Nyjah.
Yeah, get well soon, dude.
Yes.
So Shane and Nyjah were out for this one.
Yeah.
And so sadly, they weren't there, but that left room for some different
Yes.
people to be in that final.
Yes.
I mean, it's great to see them skate because, top of their game, they're amazing.
Right.
But it was just cool. Like, Braden Hoban made it.
Yes.
That was so cool. He's such an interesting
Right.
skater. I like the way he
Right.
thinks. So prelims. All right. My first thought, why is Tori in it?
I know.
I feel like he's maybe tarnishing his legacy a little bit with
It's
him being in it.
It's 100% for the fans. It's
Yeah.
100% to get him back in the mix. But it's like, man, I don't know, because the only thing that I would say that kind of justifies it and makes it okay. First of all, I love T-Bud. Obviously, I've talked about it a lot, but the only thing I think that makes it okay is there is the prelims. There's 20, 24 skaters or whatever it is, 15 skaters in the prelims. It's not like he's automatically taking somebody's spot in the finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
know.
it's like, all right, you're there. It's kind of there just for him, for the fans.
Yeah.
It's kind of a known thing. You're probably not going to make it to the finals, at least this year, pretty much at all. It's just a given.
Yeah.
But he's there for the homies. He's there for everybody. I don't mind it. Now, if they gave him a permanent final spot, then obviously that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I think all judging regarding the things like that with falls and everything was very fair.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job.
I will say they lowballed a couple scores though, but
Don't get me started.
yeah,
My boy Suchu got done dirty.
We've talked about Suchu. I think
in this case he definitely did dirty.
he definitely did get did dirty, but
dirty.
I think I don't know. It's hard to say because I really appreciated Sean Malto's breakdowns on these.
I have that in my notes. Sean Malto is awesome on that.
Yes.
I love listening to him talk about it because just the way that he talks about it, he's like, oh, you see where his back foot is.
Right. Yeah, and he called everything out live too. A couple times he's like, oh, he barely hung on. You're like, what? That was perfectly smooth.
Yeah.
And then you look and the heel's way off.
Yeah.
And you're like, how did you even see that?
Like that one that Yuto did where it's just his heel on the board
Right.
and his whole foot
It's
is on the ledge.
yeah. It had what are those called? Soapies or something like that?
Well, soaps.
Soaps, yeah.
Yeah.
Those were awesome.
Those were awesome.
But yeah, that was awesome, and I did appreciate him kind of saying.
I was going to talk about that. Kelvin Hoffler right there on that one, where every time they tell him, "All right, Kelvin, it's your turn," he's like, "You sure?
Right?
Are you sure, bro?
Are you really
sure, bro?
Yeah.
And then I was just But he did it it was
Right.
so funny.
At one time, he was like, "Are you actually sure?"
And I think he did well. And it's like, he's another one of those. It's like, I know he's amazing,
Yeah.
but it's like, for some reason, recently in SLS, he can't get it done.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want to get into this right away. I guess we probably should, because it kind of applies to the whole competition. Is the run mattering now? And I know
I love it.
I know we kind of talked about it a little bit on our last episode.
I kept Foy out of it.
Well, yeah, and I think he kind of got screwed too on that a little bit.
A little bit.
But I didn't like it as much. I didn't like it as much last week. I was like, it's kind of a bummer. But seeing the second week, seeing the guys talk about it, how much pressure it puts on them, I do like it. The only bummer,
You
which
mean last month, like at Jacksonville?
yeah, that's
Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah,
I was like, did I miss another one?
no, I
Shout
like
out to
it.
Adam, by the way. This boy kept me on point. He's like, SLS is this weekend, and I had a big weekend, and I had to
totally
squeeze
forgot.
it in.
I totally forgot, but we can't miss it 2 times in a row.
No, not at all.
But
We came through. We did it.
for sure, dude. And so this week I come around more to the run section mattering. The only bummer, which you kind of, if you're counting it, there's nothing you can do about it. But the only kind of bummer to me is
Sora Shirai got punked in the final with his run.
yeah. But my point is, after your first 2, if you don't get like a 7 at least,
Yeah,
you're out.
yeah.
Like you're out. And
It
so
does. Well, when you get to that level,
yeah, I agree. I just almost, and like I said, I like it. I'm coming around to it. I almost wish, I think it would be dope if you could do, like, this is getting complicated at this point, and it's never going to happen. But I think it'd be cool if you could do 2 runs, your 4 best tricks, and then have, like, instead of the super final, like the top 4.
2 more tricks, yeah.
I would say maybe do like 2 more for the top 6, and you can pick either a best trick or a best run to replace. But that's getting too complicated. It's
okay.
never going to happen. But it gives you the chance to redeem yourself if you failed on the first 2 runs, or even if you just, because honestly, if you step off,
It'd be awesome if they changed it per stop. Like on this one, the super final, you have to do a run. Instead, you get another
yeah.
chance
But
at
I
the
feel
run.
like there would be pushback on that because it's not
Definitely.
the same comp.
And they would be exhausted at that
Yeah.
point.
Oh, that's true.
Exhausted.
Yeah, you don't want to do a run after doing all this stuff too,
Yeah.
and practicing all day and.
And shout out Sora, he went down hard multiple times.
Yeah.
There was a couple of them. I'm like, is he going to get up? Or the one where
Vincent did too.
Yeah,
Vincent hit a couple times.
I thought. Speaking of T-Buds, shut up, T-Bud. I thought Deshawn was going to knock himself out
Yeah,
with that kick
Yep.
flip back lip.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I thought he sacked the rail, and I thought he hit his head. I was
Saved himself.
scared.
That's pro though.
That is pro. These guys just how ruined I would be.
The lasers, man,
It's
it's beautiful.
And
It's
it was
beautiful.
basically his lasers where he was hitting the bottom stair,
Firecrackered him.
still coming out. That was great.
But yeah, that was another thing that Malto called out that you didn't see live.
No, I couldn't.
You're like,
tell.
what are you talking about? And even the commentator, the other guys were like, "Nah, what do you mean?"
What do you mean? And,
And then,
you
yeah.
see that he
And
that
Malto
last
even said it earlier. He's like, "I've been telling you guys, he's not clearing it by that much."
yeah
So
he was absolutely right.
yeah, yeah.
I love this course. I think this is a beautiful course. I love the way it's set up. I wish more people would have done a lot more on that really long rail.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Foy do the whole thing. That would
Right.
have been sick.
Right.
I wish
Do you
more
think he
people were
shoved
trying.
out on accident? Just not accident.
The one
but
he landed? No.
as a late.
No, I think he was. I
He
think
meant to
w-
do that?
I think he meant to do that. I think
Not
he
right
meant
there,
to,
though.
I think he meant to go farther.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I wasn't a huge fan of the course at first. It grew on me. The only thing that was a bummer to me personally is there isn't a huge rail on steps or down a big gap.
Well, they replaced him with these hubbas.
I
which
know,
thought
and
was interesting.
I honestly prefer hubbas too, but the fact that you have a gap to hubba.
well, it's not that I prefer hubbas either.
Well,
thought it was-
I'm just saying I prefer
Oh, okay.
hubbas, but you have a gap to hubba and an extremely long round rail, and it's like, but you don't have any like rail down a gap or a step or anything like that. And it would have been nice to have one of those too, I think. But
I'm with you. So far, I mean, I like this course better.
I
than
liked the way
Jacksonville's.
I liked it better when I saw people skate it. At first, I was like, this doesn't look as fun. But then when I saw how people were using it, I was like, okay.
And when Suchu did that weird little tail slide transfer where he was coming,
I like that.
That
Across,
was so cool.
Yeah, like
It looked
creative.
sick.
Yeah.
That's so creative. That's the stuff I love. Another one, Matt Berger cannot get it done.
Yeah.
He's a
was
great
going big,
skater
too.
but
yeah.
he just can't get it done. And on that note, Manny Santiago.
Oh man,
I love
he didn't land a
but
single thing, did he?
It's sad.
I know.
At this point, it's sad.
Well,
Like,
'cause
at the Olympics was the same.
I almost think, and it's gonna sound crazy until you think about it. I honestly think Street League, the big stuff, is almost too big for Manny.
Maybe
Like what he likes to skate and what he's comfortable skating.
because I mean,
So he can do all this stuff all day, but then
Yeah.
when you get to the best trick or the big tricks down huge gaps and stuff, that's just not really his style.
those hubbas and stuff are so tall. It's
Yeah.
so dangerous.
Yeah.
Man.
And the angles are weird too. It's like I don't know. Like you notice the angle between these two are completely different.
Yep. So and again, shout outs Malto for being able to explain when they went this way at it
The
or
bump,
this way at it. Yeah. That made way more
Dude,
sense.
and Mickey didn't make it, man. I was so bummed because literally they even talked about it.
Yeah.
He had 2 good scores. I think both 9s are right up there for the run and the one, I think his first best trick. And in my head, and they said, well, he's almost unlocked to get in.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't say that
And then
because
he's on the bubble like that.
but I'm like, this is how it goes down for everybody. Like, so many people in this comp, Berger, I mean, so many people were like, had 2 awesome tricks and just couldn't, or a run and a good trick and couldn't pull it through in the last 3.
All right.
Such a bummer.
Let's talk about this. Who had the best style?
I enjoyed Vincent. Yesterday.
He wore that big sweater both days.
Yeah.
Which is cool, and I liked.
He always wears baggy stuff. Felipe Mota got signed or announced anyway to Primitive today.
Oh, did he?
Shout out Felipe Mota.
That kid is great. 15 years old, killing it.
Yep.
He's a tall 15.
They just posted a video today. Welcome.
Those baggies, everybody's got the baggy. And I think Sora Shirai has the most baggy.
Yeah.
I liked Braden Hoban had.
Yeah.
I like the
His
final. He
style
had
is
the
nice too.
In the final, he had. Well, in the prelims, he had the Bob Dylan shirt.
So that's what I was wondering because he had the Joker after that, and I was like, that looks just like the shirt he wore before, but I couldn't figure out who it was.
Bob Dylan.
When I first saw it, I was like, who is that? Like, I know that face.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, whatever. And then I saw him in the finals, and I was like, that's so close, but that's not the same shirt. I know it's not.
Yeah. One thing I loved was Deshawn's baby blue Nikes, man.
He's worn those a couple times. I love them.
Sick.
Dude, I will say, so you're talking clothing style.
Yeah.
I was talking skate style.
No, I'm talking clothing.
See, mine's different because, in that case, I'm not a huge fan of Vincent's style as far as clothing. Skating-wise, though, he was up there. But, like, I think style-wise, man, Yuto has...
I like Kelvin's. I love, because Jocelyn had it, too. The brown with the black top. I think it looks sick.
Dude, in the 90s, we were told never to do that.
Never
Put brown with black.
I talked to a guy...
And even growing up, I was like, why? It's fine. Like, it looks fine.
Yeah. Shout-outs Men's Warehouse, where the stylist guy there, when I was trying to get something for a wedding, but he told me what, I'm like, I was always told you're not supposed to wear this with this. He's like, it's earth tones, man. Stay earth tones. All look good together.
Earth tones are my thing, dude.
Yeah,
the military
that dude made
green.
me feel different about my entire wardrobe. Shout out to him.
Best. Look at this, dude. Earth tone right here, bro. And the gray pants.
Yeah, dude.
My shoes are what's it called? Forest green and orange, which is I'm like, dude, all about the earth tones, bro.
Dude, my shoes are always. I was so sad when he fell out.
I know, dude.
But you couldn't see why he fell until the other side when he,
Well,
when
he
he turned around.
went over a little
Yeah,
bit.
that
Yeah.
was sad. But that dude, I like his style. I think he's a goofball. I love anybody that's a goofball.
Yeah.
I shout out to him.
Yeah. I will say, and I wanted to make a point to bring this up.
Sure.
I think I've been a little difficult on Alex Midler.
I did research. I
th-
could only find one video that I did. I went deep dive in the internet. I'm like, Alex Midler freak out. Alex Midler this, that, the other. There's nothing. There's one video where he's like, watch out, bro. Watch out, bro. Watch out. And then he like runs past it.
Yeah.
But that's the only clip I can find on the internet.
Well, that's because you're searching that. If you go to his skate parts, there's parts where, because every skate part has some bails and stuff.
Yeah.
And he freaks out in some of those that I've seen.
I can't. No, you're gonna have to show me, because on the recent thing where they did the resurrection thing of the Artosari rail, where he did the kickflip back lip or kickflip front lip down the whole thing, and Alex Midler did it, and he ate it. It was his My War part,
Right.
and he ate it so hard so many times and just got up and went up and did it again.
Yeah.
Didn't say a word. Didn't
I don't
do
know.
nothing,
Maybe
did
I
it.
just saw one video. Maybe it was even, it could have even been in somebody else's part. You know how
Okay.
they like feature
Yeah.
other dudes sometimes? I don't know, man, but I know I saw a video or two and immediately I was like, I don't like this. But it was, and I knew it was completely hypocritical because other people freak out and I'm
Yeah.
okay with it.
Yeah.
But I've been paying attention to him a little more.
I like the way
I
he
think-
speaks, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I don't know. I think something about his face bugs me still. I'm not sure why.
That's fine.
But
He does have
And
what
I've
I would
always-
say is a punchable face.
yeah, the haircut too, man.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
it.
bro, you're
That's
not
not doing
Yuto,
anything
bro.
favors.
You're not Yuto.
Yeah.
Like, but I've always gave him props for skating. He's obviously a great skater. But yeah, I gotta do better with that.
Yeah, I got Braden Hoban rips, dude. I like
Yes.
watching that guy skate.
Yes.
I'm glad he was in the finals. It was just a blast to watch him. That was another thing I noticed. So Deshawn changes songs after every trick. Have you noticed that?
No.
He'll land a trick and he'll change the song. Watch it next time.
No, I will say I don't think that's what he's doing.
Well, what is he changing to?
He's
then?
not changing. He's putting it back in.
No,
Because it's
he's tapping. He's not like readjusting.
yeah, but when it's
find it. You're wrong on this.
when it's an AirPod, you don't grab it and put it. You just barely push it in.
No, you're wrong. He is changing songs.
Maybe, but I'm not saying because I haven't paid
Which
attention.
Was Deshawn in on this one? Where is he?
He's in one of the last ones, I think, second to last.
Midler. DeCenzo. Shout
Yeah.
outs to DeCenzo. Fellow
I didn't
old
realize he
dude.
was 36.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
There you are. There's Suchu. But I'm pretty sure Deshawn's in this run. Malou. Saw dude.
So, dude,
Oh, Gustavo as well.
Gustavo Ribeiro is
You got to watch
becoming one of the best skaters.
ever.
Yeah,
He's great.
I do like to
I
see
brought up
Vincent all hyped
Red
too.
Bull TV on Apple TV once. So when I was
Mhm.
just sitting there with one of my kids, and they did that Red Bull did a whole like not like day in a life. They did like his story, but then they did like a couple day in the life, and he called his shot from when he was a kid. His mom's like, yeah, he said they were watching like Tampa Am. He's like, I'm
Right.
going there and I'm gonna go win,
Right.
and he went there and won. And then he's like, I'm gonna come back to Tampa Pro and win. And he gets there. And he
Right.
goes, I'm just like, this is awesome. He's like, I'm gonna be on street league, and he ended.
Right.
He got second. It's
Right.
just like, wow, this is cool.
It's awesome, man. I
But
love skateboarding.
I'm telling you, Deshawn is changing songs. I think he has a song per trick. I swear, he's probably got certain spots where he's listening to different songs.
The only reason, and again, I
Deshawn,
haven't.
I know you're watching.
He's liked
please
a
let me
tweet.
know.
He's liked one of our
He
tweets.
liked one of
bro.
our tweets, so he's
That means
gotta
we're
figure this out.
famous, bro.
100%.
So I'm.
Midler is that Steve-O on his shirt? I can't tell. Who's on his shirt?
Oh, maybe that's the face I couldn't recognize.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't tell who that one is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Onside flip. Sorry. But yeah, that was the other thing I noticed, and I had a couple other things on here. Okay, so how do you ramp it up? They're already everybody's getting 9s. It's huge. They're doing these insane
Like
things,
trick
right?
wise.
Here's the only thing I can think of that would change all of this. You're up there, and I had this thought. Like, I'll tell you why in a second. But you're up there, and you're about to tray flip that set, right?
Okay.
Take your shoes off. Tray flip the set.
No, you can't do that, dude.
Why not?
Because
That would be. Is that not infinitely more difficult?
yeah, but
Okay.
I
Okay,
mean
what
that's
I'm
fair.
saying.
But first of all, it hurts to skate. It hurts to pop
Yeah.
barefoot
Yeah.
and jump down 8
Mhm.
foot.
Okay. I'm listening. There's those shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so pretty.
I liked Yuto's shoes a little better, to be honest.
Nope. I love these.
Laser
Laser flip.
laser. But
Oh, whoa! He just did a big laser down a 12 set. Why didn't he push them back in, Adam?
because he didn't spin, bro.
It doesn't matter. It does. You
Well,
were
okay.
wrong.
I might be. I'm not. Jesus, relax, bro. I'm not your life. Don't yell at me. But the only reason I'm disputing it, I have not watched, so I don't know.
I watch it all the time.
But
I love him.
the only reason I'm disputing it is because I have done stuff with AirPods,
Mm-hmm.
and they do wiggle around all the time, and I always have to push them back in. And the only other reason, don't interrupt me, don't.
Right there. That's where it would change the song and stuff.
The thing's this big, no matter where you push it, is on that part. And plus, you're not going to push it at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to pop out more. But the only other reason I don't believe so is because the difficulty of tricks he's doing to also purposely every 4 seconds change the song. What song is going to... what? So you're telling me you want to listen to the first 4 seconds of every song?
I'm not saying I do. I'm saying he does.
No. There's no way. He's going to listen to the first 5 seconds
there,
of
look at
every
him.
song.
Is it? I'm gonna find it here. I'm just.
You're in best trick. You got to go to the run, bro.
I thought I would. I thought I went back far enough to the run. Stand by. I'm gonna find it. There's Midler.
Yeah, I don't...
Back 3 down that set, man. That's just.
Yeah,
That's intense.
yeah.
Oh, I found it.
All right, here we go.
Wait, is that it? Oh, I'm close though. Dang it. It's hard to scrub on this thing.
Just use the arrow. Hit the arrow. It goes 5 seconds every time on your keyboard.
Oh, gotcha.
Just keep hitting.
I'm going. I'm gonna find it. Leave me alone.
Whoa,
but-
bro. Carlos Ribeiro is a monster,
He
though.
is a monster. I loved watching him skate too. Just the difficulty of his tricks. I thought he was really good. I was very.
One thing I've
impressed.
noticed, have you noticed all the gold chains everybody's wearing?
Yep.
That's because of Jackson Jewelry, bro. They're starting to sponsor everywhere. I'm seeing
Oh,
it
are they?
all over. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cheap.
I'm sorry.
It's like-
I got to see this. Look at that. That's so
It's-
sick.
It's real jewelry, and it's real gold, but it's like on the cheaper end somehow. But yeah, so
Oh.
they're sponsoring
I
a
think
ton of
Deshawn was
athletes.
after him, wasn't he?
Couldn't tell you, bro. I don't have a
No.
memory like that, bro.
Where are you, Deshawn? I bet you're back behind wherever what I'm doing. Because there's DeCenzo. I have to prove Adam wrong. Come on.
I
There you
really
are.
think
There you are. There we go. Boom. He's in. Okay, he's going. Wait, he'll probably. There you go. Switch the song. Boom. Comes up. Does the front blunt. Back tail. Change. Only one of them moved. That's weird. No, that's the one that
that's
skipped.
because that's the way
That's
his
the
head
one
was
that's-
turning.
Boom. Friggin'. There you go. He's not adjusting. Weird. Okay.
Because he didn't spin, dude. He didn't turn.
Doesn't matter. There it is. He's going to switch the song. There.
Well, now he paused it. He paused it with both
Yeah.
of them to nail his last trick.
There he goes. Boom.
That
Sick.
doesn't prove anything. He touched him twice.
100% proves everything I was talking about. All you
Nah.
got to know.
I'm just thinking logical.
Oh, other thing I
I'll
have.
tweet him and ask him, bro.
Please do. Please
will.
do. I see if he's please do. Other thing I had was Yuto's voice catches me off guard
Yeah, it
every
does.
time.
Yeah, it does.
I'm never ready for how he's gonna say.
I am pleased that he's getting this much better at English, though, too.
Yeah,
It's
no,
very
that's
nice
cool.
to see.
That is cool, and because he's also, I mean, he's hanging out with all of them who all,
Right.
you know, probably most of them first language English. So
Right.
But yeah, so SLS was amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. I was. Vincent was robbed. I think but robbed by
Yeah.
greatness. I mean,
Yeah, it's hard to argue.
I
but
can't really argue, but man, Vincent deserved it.
Right.
He deserved it.
Well, that's what I was saying too. It was like Vincent's best skating day of all time.
All time.
And it like just sucks that Yuto just happened to have a better one.
Yeah.
You know? It's just
Came
a bummer.
back to have that better one. It's
Right.
nuts.
Such a bummer.
It is.
But it was a great contest.
It really was.
I loved
Fun watch.
seeing DeCenzo in the finals and the super finals.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Like, I don't think
I think it's rare that somebody one-ups their score in the super final. I don't
yeah,
remember
not
seeing
too
that,
often.
But DeCenzo did.
Because you can't bank on it. But you got to think too, the last two people, I think or the last three people, Yuto, DeCenzo, and Vincent, all got an extra run because they were all already locked into the super final.
Oh, right.
So they already knew that, okay, well, I can throw down on this fourth trick attempt.
Yep, just
'cause
like
I'm
they got
in-
3 tries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that helped. I don't know, because I was trying to think what caused this step up in competition. Like, obviously, everybody's capable of doing everything that they did.
Sure.
But it was very consistent, a lot of 9s. And I was like, well, maybe it's like an intimidation thing because Nyjah and Shane aren't there. But I'm like, I don't think that's it.
No.
I don't think that's it, though. Like, yeah, I agree. So it's like, did everybody just happen to have a great day?
Possibly. I think you can shine a little brighter when there's not this, because they even talked about it a little bit where, you know, when you see I couldn't imagine going last and having the 2 people in front of me get like 9s or 9.2s or whatever. I think that would
Some
get in
people
my head.
thrive in that, though.
That's true. I love competition. I can definitely do better in
Yeah.
competition, but
Yeah.
so maybe that's that. I don't know, man.
It's always better to have more information than less information, I
True.
think. It's like, okay, well, because it's nice to know at the end I need a 9.2 or my score isn't moving.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I have to go massive. It's like there's no point in doing a
I just
kickflip
realized you
lip.
have your water there, and I had mine way over there, and it just looks weird for me to probably reach off camera to take
Nah,
a
it's
drink.
cool, man. But yeah, I don't know. It was a great competition through and through. Everybody had a great day except Manny. But everybody landed something or was very close to a good run or something like that.
Everybody looked great.
Yeah.
All 23 people were in that. All
Yeah.
23 of them looked great, and it was a lot of fun to watch.
I will say, and I thought of this, I didn't really think too far into it, kind of on purpose, but I will say the prelim heats were very weird because the first heat,
one was like 3 people.
3 people, and
Yeah.
it was like, I don't even remember who it was, but it was like more.
I remember freaking out because like you told me like prelims are happening, and I was just somewhere where I couldn't be watching it.
Right.
And I start watching it. I'm like, they're doing 3 people at a time. This
Right.
is gonna take forever.
But yeah, some of them were 3, some were 4, some were 5, and I was like, what is going on? Like, because
they like
it's-
had all the heavy hitters in one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, did they purposely like not put Yuto with the 3 guys at the front? Like, are they purposely? But I'm like, I would feel like if you did that, then it would make those guys try to step up. But it's like, are you saying that maybe they can't, so they need to be on there? And but I'm like,
I wonder what the factor was.
Yeah,
'Cause
what's-
it's probably not something we're thinking.
it's probably just logistics or
Yeah.
something. But like, yeah, I'm like, what's the point of
Draw the name out of a hat. They're like, okay, you're in this one.
right? Even then would be fine, but make
Yeah.
them all 4 or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're missing 2 people, well, you're missing 3 people because originally somebody else didn't even get to.
Well, but then no matter how many people you're missing, you should be able to do a 4, 4, 4, 4, and then 3 or something, or a 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, or something like that. You shouldn't have a 3, a 4, and a 5 in there.
Yeah, it was very.
It's like just put put it over there and like. Did you ever play with blocks and build stuff? Like you gotta.
Okay. Also, I wonder if the prelims and stuff are already built way out in advance. Boom, 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 and maybe the people that were in those first 2 heats were the ones that dropped out. Maybe Nyjah and Shane were in that first heat.
I highly doubt it, though.
Dude,
I mean,
I'm not
yeah,
trying.
but I would think because a prelim like that, you can make a couple days before. You just got to get it out to the guys saying this is the order within 2 or 3 days of the comp. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to do it super far in advance.
It's funny that we're breaking down.
I don't know. This is how my mind works, man.
Start thinking
Don't
too
judge
much
me.
about it. I'm gonna take a quick second to shout out. Well, it's Friday, so we're skating at Chenga right now. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget that we are going to Chenga on Friday, and we're going to skate, and it's gonna be awesome. 2 to 4 p.m. Hit me up on the Facebook group if you have any more questions. We want to get you there. We all want to skate together and have fun. So.
Yep.
May as well, while we're still talking about stuff like that, the giveaway.
Yeah,
we
I was thinking about that.
dropped big old ball on that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to repost that
Yeah.
GIF that Adam made of me, and I'll put it in the skate group, and we're going to go, best caption wins.
Right.
And again, I didn't bring the board over here, but I got a board for that. So we'll give you a board, and it'll be sick.
Yep.
Speaking of giving a board away, Jack Black did do a kickflip,
Yep.
which was sick. I thought it was very funny. They did a good job with it. It was funny that he was driving around. He said it like, I think at one point it was like 2 hours. He's like, I haven't seen a single skateboard.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Well, he's in Cali, so it's a little better. But
Yeah,
like,
he was driving around downtown LA looking. So they ended up going to a couple parks and finally finding a couple people. But he's a goofball, and just him driving around and just being animated was
right.
perfect. It was a very fun watch.
Yeah, Jack Black's awesome.
Love him. Shout out to him.
School of Rock was amazing.
It really was.
I was a kid, dude.
Okay, so we got to talk about Bam.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Bam Margera has had a very public meltdown in the last, I guess, couple years at this point.
Yeah,
Quite a
probably
few
about
years,
3
maybe.
years,
Yeah.
4 years.
Or was where the big spiral came. He's been in rehab for a while, and I guess they started like a free Bam movement, thinking that they took money from him and stuff.
Yeah, it was with that whole Free Britney thing.
Yeah.
I think people were just not understanding what an actual conservatorship is,
Right.
and they were kind of putting dots together that it's kind of like how conspiracy theorists work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, this matches and this matches, so that means that. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, but you're not factoring in these
just
75
Get
other
out
things.
all the red yarn you can.
Yeah.
We
We talked a lot about conspiracies on this week's episode.
Oh yeah,
It's a wild one.
I'm excited.
So I will say the episode's called Shout Out Alex Jones.
Oh no.
So yeah.
Oh no. Make sure you check that out. That'll be that'll be released when you guys see this.
It'll
so
be
go check that
wild.
out.
It is a wild show. So
Did a
enter
good
at
job
your
on the
own
last
risk.
episode too. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
It was fun.
Thank
I was
you.
screaming at my phone a couple times.
Yeah.
It was fun. But Bam, so he goes on Steve-O's Wild Ride. Steve-O, I have become incredibly impressed with as a human
Mhm.
being.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the last like real weird public stunt he did, where he was like protesting like whale murder.
I
And he
don't know.
did that weird thing where he like stood on top of a tower, and I don't know, it was a weird thing. But anyway, also 2 things, like it's hard for me to get past his voice sometimes, because
Yeah.
it's a difficult voice to listen to. But I think in that interview, I think Steve-O saw it too. I don't think Bam's getting better.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get out. He's not gonna realize that drinking 24 hours a day and then stopping. I think he's gonna have the mindset. He's like, well, if I go out with friends, I'll still be able to have a drink and I'll be
Yeah,
fine.
especially because you mentioned the dude from him.
Villavello.
Yeah, still having drinks with friends, and
That's
Steve-O-
what made me think it.
Steve-O was like,
He's like, you can't. do
because he's
that.
like, yeah, he's sober too, right? And he's like, yeah, he's sober. He'll have like a drink or
If his
two.
friends come to town.
Yeah,
or
and he's
something.
like, whoa.
it's and I know.
Steve-O just trailed off. He was like, whoa.
Yeah, but
Like,
Steve-O was also very good at calling him out on a lot of things. He's like, you were very, and he said it in such a loving manner
Yeah.
that I think he a consummate professional. I think
so
through the whole thing.
yeah, it's I don't disagree. I do disagree, or I do agree with what you're saying. I almost said I don't disagree, and then I do disagree. But I do agree with you. For me, I think Steve-O's tone and what he was saying to Bam and all that was absolutely warranted and 100% necessary. I personally hate being talked to that way, but given the situation, I think it was necessary. But like it's hard for me. I always try to like put myself in other people's shoes.
Sure.
And I'm a very different person. Obviously, we know this. And I think if I was Bam in that situation, but I have such a different mind than Bam, obviously.
Yeah.
But if I was me in that situation, and somebody spoke to me that way,
But they wouldn't, because of like you haven't done the things that he's done.
But
you
that's
haven't
yeah.
had that meltdown, and you wouldn't.
Well, right.
People like that in that situation.
Right.
They need to be lovingly called out. It's like,
right.
I
agree.
For you,
I agree.
You're very
I agree.
plain, and you want me to say you're messing up. Stop it.
Yeah.
And I think those words would hit you differently.
Yeah.
If I said that to Bam, he would lash out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so to me, I was putting myself in Bam's shoes, like, in the sense of, because I'm not an addict by any means of anything, but like, I have had moments, and I've had certain things in the past. Obviously, we won't go into that, but and friends and family and blah blah blah. So I've seen this enough to where, again, I agree with how Steve-O did it. He did it phenomenally. He did it almost like a therapist, which I think in that situation is great and was necessary. But I just always put myself in that shoes, and I'm like, it just bugged me to hear it that way. But I got to realize it's for him.
Yeah.
Like, because
Steve-O wasn't talking to you.
Well, right. But like, that tone and stuff always bothers me. It's like it all, again, I agree with him. He did the right thing, and I'm not saying that this is what he was doing, but to me, that kind of stuff almost comes across as like holier than thou. Now, when it comes to sobriety, that's different.
Yeah.
I will say, when it comes to sobriety, that's very different. But that's what I was saying, the tone in general. If it was just that kind of tone about, like...
Well, and this is also the first time that Bam's got to speak publicly, and he
Right.
went off the rails several times.
Yes, he did.
And it was just like... And they even saw, they're like, well, we're not slowing this train down at all. He's just gonna,
Right.
we got to wait till it...
Yeah, they
without
just
steam.
let it sit for a minute.
Yeah, and it's hard to navigate. I think they did great because it's hard to navigate that. Anybody who's listening, if you don't know, Bam Margera was skateboarding. Like he was.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was the, not necessarily skill wise, but he was the Nyjah before Nyjah.
Yeah,
he was the first thing that. He was the second generation Tony Hawk, basically.
Yeah.
Like
he was the most popular,
yeah.
and for volatile reasons.
Right.
CKY was, I come up in that generation. So
Viva La Bam.
And Viva La Bam.
The
and
Hummers, the Lambos.
all of the stuff.
Yeah.
And nobody ever told him no. So
right.
just all this craziness.
Yeah.
And it just all went off the rails. But
Blue Kitchens, Blue Bananas.
He was an excellent skateboarder too.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
His part in Audio's One Step Beyond is still one of my favorite parts. It's so good. Because he marries the craziness of like the Jackass world and skateboarding so well that you don't know that they're different.
Right.
So, but it
that was skate culture. Jackass was skate culture.
It was
from 96, 97 to like 05 at least. Like that was the hardcore antithesis of skate culture for sure.
That's definitely where I came up. But I mean, if Bam's really been sober for a year and everything, good on him. I hope he can stay with it. I don't see it happening. It's just
it's tough for me too because well, I shouldn't say that. It's tough for me to watch in the sense of I almost I don't want to say I relate to him, but I understand the tangents he was going on because to me, I'm undiagnosed, so I should say that. But as a guy with ADHD, I think it's very clear that I have ADHD. as a guy that has that, I think a lot of those tangents were because Bam is not who Bam used to be.
Yeah.
But I also think a lot of those tangents were because he was getting excited talking to an old friend about old good times.
Right, yeah.
So he was getting excited and telling these stories and all this kind of stuff. When he was going off the rails about being kicked out of this rehab and this rehab and this rehab, that's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's talking about his music album, his other stuff, and like all this stuff, I think those tangents you almost can't judge in a negative way, because I think that was just a guy tapping back into normalcy for a second.
Yeah.
And he wanted to live that.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are going to overlook that and think that, oh, well, he's gone. He's not the same Bam. He's not. But I do think a lot of the tangents were actually more the old Bam than a defeated Bam.
Yeah.
Because he got his excitement back. Now, with the current state of mind and other things that will hinder what he's saying and how he's saying it. But I don't know. It was sad to see because, like I said, he's been through a lot. He's not the same person. He is going to be different. It's going to be a struggle whether he sticks to it or not. It's going to be a big struggle. But there was a lot of points where I noticed he did something that I know everybody's going to judge him for in this interview, that it shouldn't be that way. And I felt, and I related to that a lot, because there's been a lot of times where I would say something or I would do something and it's like, no, like I thought we were having fun, or I thought this was what was happening and all this, and people are like, no, dude, that's all bad. You shouldn't have done that, and like judge him for it. So I'm like, I kind of see through a lot of the mental illness, I guess, to where I can. I'm usually pretty good at differentiating mental illness with, I guess, being like lost more or less. Like, I don't know. And I just noticed like some of those were him being excited and him being happy. And it's like, well, people are going to take that the wrong way because you did sprinkle in these other things too, where they're just going to make that connection. And I'm like, that's not the same connection. Does that make sense? I know it's kind of weird, but it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me.
No worries. The one thing I did really like about the podcast as well is his transitions and stuff. That was awesome.
Yeah.
The way that it went from his laptop to him doing his ads and then
he does that. Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of his stuff, so I thought that was amazing.
Right.
That was just good editing.
I've actually thought about that because I do the editing, and I'm like, the only way you could do that is if you. It's all logistical. You have to have
every time you do an ad, you'll have to come off of it.
Yeah, but
to you.
So the episode has to be pre-recorded. Obviously, it has to be being edited in Premiere Pro, which is what I edited. So I recognize what he's doing, and they have to pause the episode on where they're gonna edit it, and then the cameraman has to physically be this close to the video, back out and go. Wah.
Yeah.
And then go back into it. And I'm like, that's just crazy good camera work.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Because you have to be like level with it to get that transition right and stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. They do it every time.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think they do a good job with that. So I thought that was cool. I guess there's not huge update, but I've got I guess a little update. I don't know. I guess I'll just hit the button.
Gentlemen, I am not leaving.
I still haven't
without
fixed
my
this.
Skate park.
I like it.
It's still, I'll fix it one day.
Skate park.
It's been a long couple weeks, guys. It's been a long couple weeks.
Yeah, tell me about
for
it.
both of us.
So, but at my job at church, I am making more and more contacts. I'm finding more people who like own like warehouses downtown, or know people who do, or there's just these other things that I'm coming into just by meeting more and more people. And I have an email out there about doing something that Doug Brown did for Orville. It's basically shutting down Main Street skating and bringing awareness and trying to bring
Right.
a bunch of people down and bring awareness. So that's kind of, I think that's going to be like our fall thing. If I can get them to okay, I'd like to maybe shut down, is it Third Street that the library's on?
In Mansfield,
Yeah, I think I want to do,
third, yeah.
yeah, I'd like to do that. And then if we could have like some sort of signs that are,
Some of the
South
one
Main
ways
and
would be
everything.
fun.
Yeah, if we can, I wonder how long or how big of an area they'd let us do.
Right.
And that would be cool to do that. Get everybody in the group down there to skate. Maybe
Right.
I'd get some stuff that we can just give away. I'd get
Right.
stuff to give away. I'd get a snow cone machine to give out snow cones. And
Right.
just to make
Right.
it a good time. Get more people there and
Right.
try to spread the word
Yeah.
about what we're doing. Try to change people's hearts and minds about skateboarders. Because seriously.
I think that would be awesome.
I think that would be great too. I think that's going to be a pretty easy get because the people that I'm talking to, they're on board, or at least
Okay.
they seem like they're on board.
Right.
But that's
It
kind of what I
shouldn't
want.
be that big of a deal to shut down an off street for 2 hours on a Sunday or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah, it'd be cool to do like a Saturday morning or like a Friday night maybe while
Right.
Final Friday's going on or something like that, and maybe we can get some wanderers over there or something. But I'd have plenty of handouts to give out,
That'd be
maybe some
cool.
stickers and all that stuff. We'll make something going there. I also got the name of another guy who can give me a quote on tearing out the asphalt.
in Lexington.
Yes, for the Lexington skate park. That's still a big thing that we're trying to do. The concrete guy is still on board. He, I mean, it's just I haven't talked
Right.
to him.
It's just we haven't
Super
mustered up $40,000.
Right. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it's a
We'll get there.
yeah, we will. I'm not worried
Go fund
so
me.
much about that.
Yeah.
We'll figure all that out.
Yeah.
But
Logistics never matter, even though that's the only way my mind works.
it's but the one thing that I can say is that it is never off my mind. I'm going to make something happen.
Yeah.
However I got to do it, I'm going to make it happen. And
Right.
and I'm in a place where I can. I'm in a place where people are like, I'm with you. What can I
Right.
do to help? And
Right.
that's helping an awful lot.
Well, I think too, I don't know if we were going to bring this up or not, but I think it's a good thing just because not everybody follows the other shows and whatever.
Right.
But that Voyage Ohio
Oh, yeah, yeah.
interview,
Yep.
I think that will also kind of give some credibility to
Sure.
what you're doing and everything like that.
We can definitely put it in the group, and it can be something that we can point to.
Right.
That
Right. But it's just always good to have some type of I don't know, news or whatever you want to say, magazine. They're like an online magazine
anything.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But they reached out to us. It's not like we went out and searched for it, which
Yeah,
was dope.
Oh yeah.
It's they came to us and was like, "Hey, we like what you're doing. We got some questions. We'll put out an article."
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool. They've been great. I've worked with them before too. But yeah, they're always nice. They're very pretty on top of things. Usually the stuff gets out relatively quickly. So I would guess by the time our next episode's out,
Mm-hmm.
give or take,
Yeah.
the article should be out around then. And then it's a big push from you guys at that point
Yeah.
to try to share that, to be like, hey,
Yeah. The more people we can get that in front of, maybe the more eyes we can get on
Right.
this, and the more people we can get behind our cause.
and yeah,
Awesome.
and that's exactly what I was gonna say. Again, it's you if you share it and things like that. Obviously, we appreciate all that, but I don't necessarily want you to share it in the sense of saying, hey, this is a cool podcast I listen to.
Mhm.
I want you to say, hey, look at this cool thing that these guys are doing for the
Yeah.
community. That's really what this is all about. Again, the podcast is almost second.
Yeah.
The podcast is just to get the stuff out here. We both have other podcasts. We enjoy the process of this, and this is a topic that I don't really have anybody else to talk to about
yeah.
skateboarding
Yeah.
other than you. Like, my other buddies will watch it and they'll enjoy it, but they don't know what a switch laser is or whatever. A switch laser would have been crazy. Deshawn's gonna break that out
Yeah.
next month.
He starts doing it.
But yeah, so this isn't necessarily about the podcast. Obviously, subscribe and all that kind of stuff. But this is more about the community, and we need your guys' support to push it out there. Obviously, we're going to continue to do what we're doing, but we can't do it without you guys.
And to even maybe further the movement and bring more eyes to the product, I have on the hook, I've got 2 local celebrities, but I don't have the date that they're going to be here to do the interview yet. I got 2 local celebrities, local as in Ohio, big ones that are on board and want to come and talk to us.
Yep.
They one has a huge background in skateboarding. The other has a background in skateboarding, is just as interested.
Is just a cool dude.
And just a cool dude.
He's a little more than a cool dude, let's be fair.
That's true. Yeah. Solid dude. But yeah, so I think stay tuned for that, because I'm excited for that. I've been composing questions and stuff. I have some interesting questions.
You got to think too, like, even for us, because this, I think, is what, episode 5?
Oh yeah,
4, maybe 5.
Yeah, there's not many of them.
So it's like, but it's like we're just getting into this. You know what I mean? So we have to remember that it might take a while to get stuff done, but at the same time, you're getting quite a bit done. We're getting some connections. Deshawn's liking tweets. You know what I mean? So like,
that gives me the warm fuzzy.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I am gonna tweet him after this too and ask him.
We gotta know.
But I forget what I was gonna say now. But yeah, I forget what I was saying.
We're making moves. Things are happening.
That's what I was saying.
Making moves. And I will keep you updated with all the moves that I do in fact make. And I just want to keep this going forward. I don't ever want to stop talking about skateboarding. I don't ever want to stop skateboarding. So anyway. Oh, there's another thing that I didn't have it on here, but this is a thing that I keep. There's 2 things that I want to just bring up to see what you think. First one, I think I am 37 now, turning 38 this year.
I can confirm that's correct.
Thank you.
I don't know, but
I think I want to do 40 tricks at 40.
You're going to have to start skating for that.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Well, and I was trying to break it out in my head. I'm like, what all can I do?
You're not Jamie Thomas, dude. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not.
Jamie did 40 for 40, didn't he?
Tony did 50 for 50.
Maybe he did 40. I don't know. I feel like
Jamie Thomas did one too. He did 40 for 40.
I was going to say, I feel like he's older than that. But yeah, it was 40 for 40.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do 40 for 40. And I think
that's going to take you days, dude. No offense. It's going to take you days.
I was thinking of breaking it out as in like 10 flat ground, 10 grinds, 10 lip tricks, 10
Okay, well, I'm thinking flip tricks. And I'm like, can you do 10 flip tricks? But you went lip tricks.
Well, that too. 10 of each.
But you can do 10 flip tricks.
I can kick flip. I can varial flip. I can tray flip.
You can tray flip? I've never seen you tray flip.
Oh, no?
No.
I can. I mean, I got to get them back. That's
right.
I mean, this will give me time. I got to get them back.
I've seen you close to doing varials and stuff. But
varials I can get. I can do, I don't know, would you count a varial and then a varial body varial? Because I can do those too. I'm trying to think of
We'll see.
I'd have to train to get my. I used to nollie heel. I'd have to train a lot to get that back. I can fakie tray. I can.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I can do some. I think I could find 10.
You do a finger flip in there.
I could.
I know you can finger flip.
I could. I mean, I was when I started breaking it down. I mean, I can do like boneless finger flip, boneless 360s.
Yeah.
I can do a lot of like maybe true, skateboarders out there, street skaters would be like, that doesn't count. But I mean, my tricks I got to talk to one of our guests in depth about this, where we just discussed the creativity of skateboarding, and I had to send him like my 3 favorites. Like I had the not Spencer, I'm sorry. But there's like 3 parts where there's just like Richie Jackson. I love Richie Jackson because he does weird stuff.
Right.
Like the 2 side wheel manuals. And the weird stuff's what I love. My favorite go-to part is always Louis Barletta's bag of suck part. It's amazing. It is my favorite part because that's the one, like I showed in the skate group I taught. I'm like, I mean, you guys are gonna find your own, but this is the skate video that makes
Right.
me want to get out there and skate.
It's so crazy because it's like skateboarding ranges from that all the way to like Danny Way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's such a big range.
And I've always been, I want to like Suchu did on that weird thing. I want to look at the weird little thing. What can I do on that? I like,
Right.
even if it's just like an ollie over a weird thing or jumping from board to board or to being just
Right.
dope.
Something creative, yeah.
And like even just like the video that I put up that Ori and I did years ago,
Mhm,
or
that
just
was
kept
cool.
that thing where I just kept ollieing. I was trying to get over as many as I could,
Right.
and then 180'd the last one. I'm like, that's the stuff I love to do. It's
Right.
it's not huge. I mean that was also back when my kids were very young and I wasn't skating at all. I had like a big block where I was skating, and then I had kids and they were very small and I couldn't skate as much, but I was still kind of skating. And then now where it's like I have to get all that back.
Now we're old, dude.
Yeah,
That's
but
what you're saying.
All I'm saying is, yeah, I'm about to turn 40,
Yeah.
and I'm going to record 40 tricks at 40.
I think you could do it. I
I think I can too.
I'll be the
I think
filmer.
the grinds and the slides are going to be the hardest.
See, those would be the easiest for me.
I mean, I can backtail, I can backboard, I can't front board. They scare the crap out of me because I fell and hit my chin on a rail once.
Yeah.
And it just
Front
freaked
boards
me out.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just there's the one where I came at an angle. I had a rail
If
up
you're
on an
too
angle
on
a
your
ledge.
toes, dude.
That's what I did, and I always am. And I just pushed it out, and as I came down the edge of the rail, I tonked. And it had like a knot there, like for better part of a year.
Well, that's the thing. We talked about it too. The thing about this is why I love skating, and this is honestly why I love like UFC. This is why I love like honestly hip hop. It's a little different, but I love skating because when you see people at the top of their game, even comedy too, they took so many L's on the way there.
Yep.
They ate so much crap for so long, and now they're finally at the top. They're reaping all the benefits and stuff like that. It's like, and I think that might have been what bummed me out about Alex Midler at first is I don't know what I was watching. I thought he wasn't humble.
Leave Alex Midler.
I know.
alone.
I need to. But I thought he wasn't humble. And I was like, how can you get to this point and not have been humbled over and over?
Yeah.
Unless you're just a major blank word, But it's cool to see. This is why I love skateboarding. It's like everybody's been through so much. The culture that comes out of that's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy, like all the different styles and everything.
Yeah.
I just love skating, dude.
The other part of that 40 tricks at 40, I was thinking of if I can hold myself to this. I don't know what day I would start. I'm trying to think because I just got some stuff coming up, and I'm trying to think. I want to get my kick flips back first, and I want to do like 5 a day, every day, just like in my garage, whatever. I'll just set the phone up to see me, and I'll try 5, and that's it. If I don't land any of them, I don't land any of them, but I want to try 5 a day until I can land 5 a day.
Yeah, but you also try 20 some days too, I'm sure.
I'm sure I would, depending on how bad my shins get it.
Right, ankles, heels, Achilles, all that.
The one that I hate the worst is when relearning tray flips. I know this is going to happen, and it's my least favorite fall. Well, not my least favorite, but it's for just doing flat ground tricks, my least favorite fall. When you throw the board around and you catch it too far in front of you, and it just goes whoo.
Yep.
And you just
there
flat
goes
back.
the drywall.
Yeah. And you either hit your butt real bad or your back or you
tailbone.
Oh, dude, I'm not looking forward to that, but
it hurts. It hurts.
I'm thinking, I've had this on my mind for a year or so, but I want to do 40 tricks at 40, man. I'll have to do them at a park too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, it'll be like even if I could, because at Skate Naked, I used to 180 over. They had it was a rail that went down by this giant bank, but the rail was hip high, and I used to be able to 180 come up the bank and 180 over the rail because I love board sliding that rail, and I was popping a few times. I'm like, I think I can get over it.
Right.
I'd like to do that. I mean, it'd be a 180, but it,
Yeah, definitely
be over a
counts.
rail. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would count, but whatever
Well,
you would count as a trick, I want to do
I would
40 of them.
say you could do like a backside 180 over the rail, but then you can't do a
I'd have to do
backside.
front side.
Well, whatever.
My backsides don't look. My backside looks great.
Them thighs do, boy. But but then you can't do like a flat ground front side 180. Like, if you're doing that, that is your front side 180, no matter how big it is.
Okay.
You can't double up on front side 180s.
You can't?
No.
Okay. All right. This is going to be
No.
difficult.
No. It's the same trick. It is over an obstacle and it is bigger, but it's the same trick. Think of Sean Malto, dude. He wouldn't allow that.
Front disaster, back disasters? Like
If you have to, yeah. I mean,
might have to. I mean,
I think that's fair though. At 40 years old,
half pipes is where I'll get most of my tricks. That's where I'll get. That's just a lot of the quarter pipes and stuff are a lot of what the tricks I do. Honestly, because the older I get, the lower back problem, the lower impact is that.
Yeah.
And it's not doing. I used to love like bump to ledges. Like we built this sick one back in the day that was at the park we built at Crossroads, and then we took it to Sunfest in Mount Vernon. They hired us to put on that skate event. But used to be able to, just kind of do tail stall 50/50s on those, popping back into that huge bank. Oh, so much fun. But those now, there's just too much compression on the back when you're landing and stuff. But
yeah,
I found that just going to the other day, had a half hour to kill, so I stopped at the Shelby Park, and on their little tiny pyramid that they have, it's very small transition, but I was just getting up there, spinning around into Smith and then back around, and I was just being weird. It's just very low impact, but I was having fun.
Well, that's the other great thing about skating is like if you have a 6x6 space, you can do something. Yeah. At least like you don't need all that much room.
Yeah.
So,
but that's
great.
So that's going to be the next big thing. But let's hit the backside. I got 2 or 3 videos that I wanted to show you, and then we'll get out of here.
Backside.
Backside.
Backside. Backside.
Do backside.
Backside.
It's the backside.
Make sure it still works. Hey, it still works, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Whoa.
So I had some fall videos that I think you'll enjoy. These aren't bombing, but I still want to get your rating on these videos. I
forgot we were doing these.
This one was definitely brutal.
Oh.
Dude, he twisted his head off.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this one. Ooh.
Oh, I just realized it's hard to see on here, so let me.
I will say he almost saved his neck by not hitting on the top stair. Like if he would have actually hit like his shoulder like right there on the top more, that would have been all bad.
I believe it.
I mean, it was all bad, but it would have been way worse.
So what do you give that rating? How many bandages?
It's like
Can you imagine hitting your head? Like look at the thumbnail of that thing. Ouch.
As far as brutality, yeah, like a 6.5.
I picked this one because I know you can relate to that. So that one's a 6.5. I picked this one just because I know you can relate.
Is this the spine one? Oh, yeah, buddy. We've all been there.
Where you just
gotta
foot's on. Speed wobbles immediately, and bam, head right into the ramp too.
Yeah, we've all done that.
Oh,
that one's not too bad though.
Okay,
he's fine.
Oh,
I think he might have shouldered into that
stair, or was that a stair there?
Whatever that is, that cement.
Derp.
Yeah, I mean that's all right though.
That's a sick little park though. Kind of looks like a little DIY or something.
Yeah, it's definitely wide open.
Yeah. I do like that. But yeah, that's one.
Okay, you got another one?
I don't have any more bales.
Okay, good.
But I get out of this. Get out of here. This last one, I think it's this one. This one was sick too. Oh, yeah, this guy.
What?
Guy on a ripstick. There you go. Trey flips a ripstick. Double kick flip a ripstick.
Right. I like it. I don't like the disrespect.
He's I don't know if he's one of them, but
he's wearing Crocs, dude.
Yeah, that was the other part of it.
Nah, dude.
Double kick flip a ripstick in Crocs.
I appreciate, but I also don't appreciate it.
Okay.
It's like the disrespect for the actual board. I would have been more impressed if he did this on an actual board, which I'm sure he can.
Yeah.
If you can do it on a ripstick, but
Well, there's professional ripstick riders out there.
I've heard, and I've purposely not looked.
There was a Braille video I watched.
That's almost worse than
those are
Foodie Booters.
Man, it's coming back. You're gonna have to.
I love inline vert, but I'll never admit it. Except I just did.
It was so great.
Publicly.
So great. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I had.
That was a good, very low level cringe section. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll take it easy. I know there's some good ones that I remember that are out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can't find the right hashtag to find them or something.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys out there, if you're watching, if you can send me some real sick hill bombs that I can show Adam, that would be awesome. I'm in charge of our Instagram, so he doesn't see those. So send it to the Skate Mansfield Instagram.
Oh man.
Tag us in it, or I don't know how this works, but
there's nothing that you can show me that's gonna like make me like sick. You know what I mean? Like nothing like that. But like a badly shredded hill bomb, that's about as bad as it'll get for me.
A lot of road rash and stuff.
Yeah, like I'd rather see a shattered shin than really bad. Yeah, no, I can't do it.
I don't know why. None of it phases me for some reason. I don't
It
know
doesn't
why that is.
super phase me, but I mean, like it's not. It's the PTSD. That's what it is. It's not the visual of it or anything like that. It's like I've been there, and that sucks.
That's why I have such hard times with ladders right now, which is tough because at work I'm on ladders and lifts and on the roof almost every day. And I fell off my roof because my ladder shot down and out, and I tried to grab the gutter and it spun me around. I landed on my wrist, snapped that, landed on the ladder, top of my house. I had rung marks all the way up my body.
Yeah.
But the PTSD from that, it's really difficult for me to go up and down these ladders. But I'm doing it.
But what we're doing is we're overcoming our fears. Is what you're telling people. We're growing as people.
The only way to get through it is to do it. I don't know, man. It's rough, but yeah. So thanks. If you made it this far, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. The main one you need to follow is the Facebook group, Skate Mansfield. Get in there. That's where all the information drops first, so that you guys can know. That's when we tell you we're going live.
Technically speaking, all the information drops first here on Twitch too.
Yeah, that's true.
So check it out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Skate Mansfield.
Skate Mansfield.
And we're recording on a Monday, so by the time you guys see this on Friday, this is old news to the people on Twitch. So check it out. We're gonna stream. Right now, the plan is either Sunday nights or Monday nights,
depending on
7 p.m. give or take, 7:30, ish, right around there. But
we got lives, we got jobs.
Yep.
Don't ask.
But all that stuff is announced in the Skate Mansfield Facebook group. Check that out. Instagram. We're on Twitter as well. I'm about to tweet at Deshawn, so if you want to see his reply to who's correct,
I bet you he's listening.
Twitter.com/Skate Mansfield.
He's probably got. It's probably, and you know what? I'm gonna call the shot. I bet it's just beats. I bet it's just beats, and I bet he has like different beats he likes to hear when he lands a laser. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. That's what I think. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Hit us up in the comments. Hit us up in the other things that
I'm gonna leave it open ended too when I ask him. I'm gonna say, hey, me and my buddy are debating on what you're doing with your AirPods during your runs.
Okay, and just say
just
that.
Leave it like, or why do you what's the need to touch them so much? See what he says.
Okay.
Because I
think that's fair.
Yeah, because I don't want it to lean a certain way.
Right.
Even though he wouldn't lie about it.
I don't think he would, and I don't know if he wouldn't even respond if it's that open-ended.
Yeah, maybe I got to be specific. Hey, we're weirdos, or one of us is a weirdo.
Because then your follow-up question after that is, what are you listening to?
Okay, I like it.
That's awesome.
He's probably listening to his own music. What do you bet?
Which would be fine.
It would be fine, but I doubt he's.
Dude, shout outs Von Doom. I got into his Twitch the other day, and he was listening to his own stuff while he was drawing.
Hey, why not?
And it was just great because he's like, "What am I doing? I'm sick of listening to me." And he was switching it up.
I was gonna say I don't know if he's necessarily listening to himself. I think he's just more promoting himself.
Yeah.
It's a little different than when it's in your own headphones.
Yeah.
That's a little different. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys.
Love you.
One thing left to do.
Go skate.
Do it.
Do it.